Hello, my name is Andy Greene. My presentation today is the value of hard work. This is my third time to make a run at this, trying to fit it in 5 minutes, so I'm going to have to go super fast. Here we go. The value of hard work. If you don't believe this, you aren't an American. What is this? That hard work pays off. You get what you put in. My article talked about this central idea that hard work pays off. The article in the Washington Post talked about how the Americans will tolerate record high levels of inequality. America has the greatest level of inequality of any civilized country in the world between our rich and our working class. Americans will also believe that most people have a chance to rise, and these two ideals go hand in hand. This is becoming an issue more and more, though, and it's coming to a head for this new election coming up. How President Barack Obama announced on July 1st that he was in the process of creating new labor laws and regulations that would create the opportunity for 5 million more Americans to be eligible for overtime. There is a situation that they recognize with these new laws that companies were assigning salaries to employees that were making as little as $23,660 and not paying them for overtime. How are they getting by with this? Because they were giving supervisory or managerial designations to these employees and thereby paying them a salary only and not by the hour. So they moved this threshold from $23,660 up to $50,400. Here is how it impacts the presidential race this year. It impacts Republican candidates. The article pointed out that the Republican candidates such as Chris Christie, for example, who announced earlier this year, just a few weeks ago, they need to recognize that this is now an important issue to Americans in this election. And you can also see that I put here that Republicans need this issue to not be an important issue to Americans this election. Here's why. Same-sex marriage for this race this year is now a dead issue. Many Republicans, it's been said, we're planning on bringing this issue up as a value-driven concentration. But they can't do that anymore because this new decision by the Supreme Court has kind of finalized that and made it to where it's no longer something that really can be a central issue for values. So with President Obama's declaration of these new rules, he is shifting the attention of the American public over to this issue. What is the issue? It's that government can help. And really, government's the only thing that can help as far as making any sort of drastic difference, because we can't count on corporate America to do that. They're going to focus on making money. That's their job. Government rules and laws can improve workers' standing, or they can make these disparities between the rich and the working class much greater. Government has a choice. There's no neutral ground on this issue. The Democrats are working hard to push that there is no neutral ground on this issue. What's the economic significance? Well, let's talk about for an actual business. Attraction and retention. People have to be incentivized properly in order to be motivated at work. It helps businesses to have employees that are properly incentivized. They attract them, they retain them, and ultimately hope that they will increase the value of the firm. Scamming and cheating an employee is going to not help the bottom line because they're going to leave. Long-term employment should be the goal of every business. Should be the goal because human capital can be gained and retained in massive ways that can help the business. Shirking, stealing becomes far less likely. Cheating an employee does not help to keep that employee. In fact, it's just going to chase them away. Then the business is going to have an even greater economic impact because now they have to replace, and that costs a lot to replace and to train. Moving on to the conclusion, how does this impact me? Well, it's interesting because I'm very close to all my family. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather all have high school diplomas only, and they all made a very good living, and none of them really had super high-ranking positions. I'm the first man in our family history to have a college degree, and it's because working a job any longer just can't make enough money to support a family. I have a family of 5, my wife and our 3 kids. So I'm hopeful that the new president will be able to find a way to lead our government to stimulate progress on this issue. Thank you.